Okay. We're back with some D4.
She did.
The Holy Woman is the demon Lilith.
We're back with some more D4.
That can't be. My mother taught me that name.
Is Skippy not going to skip you the cutscene, or is Skippy just trying to slow this down to avoid having to get to where I got to?
Trava mentioned me. She wasn't angry, was she?
Skippy typically skippies. I'm just wondering why Skippy ain't skippying. Atypical Skippy behavior. You still have to wait, but you don't have to wait through all of the, conversation.
The damn hoist is stuck. We've got to go on foot.
It's not really that far.
Look out!
Oh no! We might get attacked. Don't worry, you've always got the fighter, the other fighter, and the wizard.
Hey, that's my mother's charm on your wrist.
It's mine now, girl. She
When in
gave
doubt,
it to
a
me
Hydra.
when I let her and her friend pass through.
And when in doubt, Hydra. What the fuck?
What's next?
Oh, it's your bonus, right? Skippy, get chippy. Is Skippy happy? Skippy has been chippy.
Mm-hmm. And chest. Good one.
How far back was the man? I have to fuck with the microphone again.
Keep close.
Okay.
Getting closer.
Maybe we should go back. Round up the knights.
And leave my mother in Lilith's care for as long as that will take? No,
So bad.
I'm going on.
Beams are too damn old. Shaking like leaves.
Any things that work you want to talk about?
Yeah, sorry, folks.
I finished Standoff Melon's thing yesterday.
Good.
You know, the depressing thing that makes us all upset.
Thing that we wish didn't exist.
Yep. I mean, don't get me wrong. All the other stories in the collection are going to be fucking fabulous. Absolutely beautiful. This one, I'm not going to break NDA by talking about the details, but it's incredibly sad. And you're not wrong. It's written very coldly about the issue it's trying to address. Like, they don't know how to feel about it. It's not just that. I think it's more like, not just only are they not ready to experience, but the way that they process things is different than most. They either agonize, or they just skip over it. And as someone who's dealt with the issue in question, it feels mildly insensitive. I wouldn't say insulting. It just feels insensitive to the issue in that sense. So, when it comes to what was going on, I just blazed through it as quickly as I possibly could. I will say the ending doesn't tie well back to it. In its current state. In its current state, the ending does not tie back to the issue very well. It feels like they're just ignoring the issue. Because they start off the final scene by going over how the main protagonist is feeling about the issue at hand. With some severe depression, I have to convince myself to get out of bed in the morning. I don't feel well. But by the end of it, it's like they've forgotten the cause of the issue originally. Well, that's because Americans statistically love happy endings. They don't like ending on a low note. Foreign places, not foreign to other people, but most other countries are okay, especially Europe, ending on a sad note. Okay.
Especially if the story is supposed to end up.
Yeah. They're okay with it ending sadly. Americans, we have to have that happy ending, and because they want to appeal to a local audience, like their own city, they're going for that sad ending and turns into a happy thing in the end. Which also, the issue blends into The Immortal, another project we're working on. The main thing that we're working on, which is the podcast turned into a book, basically, but better, upgraded, trust me. It's a lot better. It'll be a lot better, I promise. But so because of that, because we're trying to do that, there's a character in this story that their life begins in this story, and they show up in The Immortal later, much later in life.
What's special about this place anyway?
So with that in mind, I understand the why,
Hell if I know.
but it definitely feels like they glossed over the issue in the ending. It doesn't really tie back into the story. It feels like the issue has been ignored and not addressed. And the overall story is written so coldly and callously, like they're trying to speed through the issue itself to avoid dealing with it because it's so sad. It's an upsetting thing to talk about. So they're just racing through everything like nothing happened. Rushed writing is how it feels. They told me originally they didn't think it had a plot, and I'm like, nope, it has a plot. It's a man versus nature type plot. But the thing they're trying to address is so quickly written, coldly written, and largely ignored that it hurts to read in that sense. Because it feels insensitive. I do assure you, if any of you are ever going to be interested in reading a bunch of Christmas stories for the holidays, the rest of the stories,
Over here.
not even talking about my two that are in there, the other authors who are in this, their stuff is beautiful. If it's not worth it for theirs, it is. If it is not worth it for the two authors whose story feels insensitive, for Gandalf and Ellen's piece, it is worth it for the others. It feels so worth it. I need to speed read Bill Nedros to get his out of the way, because he needs to be in copy like ASAP because he's basically done with me. I don't feel like being super nitpicky right now. It's freaking August when we're recording this, and we only have a couple months left, so I need to get him into copy like ASAP. I'm worried about Scott still, because Scott is kind of a problem child at times. Sarah Sanders is another problem child, but that's okay. just because of how I felt she responded to my stuff, but taking feelings aside, I'm going to give her another chance to listen to me. Who else? What else?
That was...
I mean, other than that, it's Amy Lee, who I haven't seen her stuff, but she gave it back to me, like, today. So thank God. That's a day early, by the way. It's supposed to be tomorrow. And then we've got my stuff.
Why would your mother...
And Rob, honestly...
She wouldn't. Or she shouldn't have.
I don't like what he did to a Sweet Frank. I really don't.
For the party.
He did.
We were kind of expecting it to some degree.
He frequently tells me my writing is awkward, which is still his biggest complaint. At times he cut words that didn't make sense to cut, and then he would tell me, you can't write it like this because whatever reason. For example, saying Cass would have to remind Martin that he needed to clean out his beard because it was really messy before he left his lunch break doesn't make sense. I told him we can always, what I really mean is before he even goes back to work, because Rob says it should be after he left his lunch break. Why is he going back to work after his lunch break's over?
Because that's what you do.
He's going to a confectionery for his lunch break nearby to his work. So that's his lunch break. That is his lunch break. So going back afterwards makes him seem like he's constantly late. That's not the character I'm trying to create. But he's also a black character, and it doesn't really matter that much.
It would just be great colors.
Yeah. Also, apparently saying someone has like a wily beard does not make sense. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll just change it over to wiry.
And apparently I
262.
am out of space.
You can telly back. You remember how?
Down on the
It's down. And it won't disappear if we leave. Because this is a private dungeon, so it's not a public space. So it's not worried about it. Oh, that's a screen. They carry an entire arsenal of 4 weapons. Ugh. I know you feel like TBD is, well, TBD. I've been waiting to say this. I feel like I cursed that project. Its actual name, I'm not going to tell you. But the publishing name is going to be To Better Days. To Better Days is abbreviated as TBD. Which also means to be determined. Oops. I think we cursed it. Because it's supposed to be a bunch of stories that inspire hope in people. Trying to guide people who feel lost or give people advice on things that they're going through, that things do get better. Even if it feels like garbage right now. Because boy, oh boy, do I need that. And I think a lot of people do. Because we're doing that, it's been overtaken by so many other projects. It just feels very impossible right now, with everything going on. And I know Dad is part of that group. And even though he's the furthest ahead, he feels like it's never going to happen anyway.
Because it keeps getting shoved back.
I know. Trust me, we're all as unhappy as you are about this. Even though Gandalf and Ellen seem to think that we can accomplish everything. Yeah, he made a vlog with Ellen and said, we have 3 projects going on, and here's my timeline. That's not an accurate timeline.
Mm.
And I get that typically we're told not to like really believe anything he says, but it still is like, what are you
Why did you put it out there?
what are you promising people right now? I get that you're like super excited and want to get it out.
Why would you put it out there if it's not true?
Because he's super excited and wants to get it out now. And I get that.
But that makes promises public.
It is not going to be ready this year with everything else we've got to do, and it's already overwhelming.
Alright, now back to my question. So we need to do that here potions. So remember right, I'm going to need all that I can get. How do you do those?
You're on to Tiny.
Because I've already made these.
You did. That's a default. So you don't have to keep remaking them. I think it's just that's the upgrade. So now all your potions are going to be at that level permanently.
One thing we can't do is add more.
Nope. Sorry, Nate wants to battle is typical outro just popped into my head. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, week, month of your life. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Goodbye. No, not doing that. That's too much. I prefer indecisively decisive. Have a great shitty day, basically. That's random chance items as far as I've ever heard, but I've never done it. Would you like to gamble? Okay.
Just want to see what we get.
Oh, bad luck. Try again.
Bad luck! She called it bad luck.
Not much, is it?
Right.
Yeah, it's random chance.
Not much, is it?
Dad's really desperate for some nice pants.
It was just fun to try to find and see.
I was joking.
Fair bit of magic in that
And
one.
there's yellow.
Yeah, it's random chance.
Not much, is it?
No, it's not. Why do you keep giving me shit? Give me good shit. Stop giving me shit.
I don't have any. Good.
All good things. Is all indigestion. Oh my god. You want to cut it?
Actually, something better.
Last first.
And there's another something better.
Always good.
And then still better. Better. Still better. Still better.
But it's how much better do you want?
No, that's why we're going to jump out of this. And then we're going to go into this. So we'll start with 12. 10. 12. You have one pair of boots, so it's just it.
Also, Dad, what is it with me and I start working out the second the mom starts not buying food for the house?
That's just your luck.
Like, I'm going to do physical fitness.
Yeah, you should have done physical fitness.
Well, that's what we usually call it in this house.
Yeah.
Because the goal is to not be so fat. problem is it just doesn't work that way out, Chief. It just doesn't work. I always end up working out and making myself hungrier when the food goes away. Alright, episode over. Episode over, Dad. As in, it's very over.
Okay. I was just trying to do a little shopping.
Yeah, I know. Well, subscribe if you guys feel like it. I mean, we don't care if you do, but if you do, you get notified when we upload.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you ding-dong the bell, you ding-dongs. Well,
We don't get paid for this, that's why we really don't carry the white way.
yeah, we're not looking to right now either, so. But
So one more.
have an awesomely awful day, guys.